Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special live edition of Fireside Chats on Live 365's Loud and Loaded station. Joined by some very special guests tonight. My special co-host for this evening, Carl, would you like to introduce yourself to everybody and tell them a little bit about who you are and what you do?
All right. I go by Carl Kevorkian. Rap and produce. Uh, Pretty much some progressive hip hop, and yeah, that's what I do.
And Kelly, I think everybody who would be watching this is probably already familiar with you, but
Yeah. Well, if they're familiar, they're probably not watching. But yeah.
introduce yourself anyway.
Hi, I'm Kelly Toole at KELLYTHUL on Twitter. Glad to be on Fireside Chat with our guests here. Very cool.
And Shane, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone?
Sure. Hi, Shane Ryan, and filmmaker, actor. That's about it.
Okay, and as everybody knows already, the Sharknado 3 premiere just happened. We may be joined by a special guest in a couple of minutes, but I wanted to get everybody's feedback on this, and specifically, I know that Shane is not a fan of these movies and not really into them, so I wanted to kind of get his take. We need to convince him.
In the flesh.
No. We'll convince you of why you should become a fan of the Sharknado movies, hopefully, throughout this. But Shane also has a really special project that he's working on that I want to talk to him about a little bit later. So, Carl, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was good. Like I did like the second one better also. And the cameos they were great. Like the second one, it was ridiculous, but the third one, it got even more ridiculous in like the last 20 minutes. So, but yeah, it was good. It was good.
Kelly, what were your thoughts?
So I think Carl hit on a couple of the key things. So I enjoyed it. It was fun. I'm a big fan of these kind of movies, and this one's completely over the top and ridiculous all the way through. Lots of fun cameos. You got Lou Ferrigno telling somebody "Don't get me mad" early on, so that's kind of a cool Hulk moment for a lot of us. But I mean, I guess I go back to exactly what Carl said, because it was right at the tail end, as you get to the last 15, 20 minutes, when a shark is utilized for re-entry into the atmosphere and a birthing chamber. As these are the two things. That's a lot. That's a lot. But I did like the river that ate clothes off of people. That was pretty cool. Because that was somehow they fall in the river and they come out, no shirt, all good stuff.
I mean, I'm not a scientist, but I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I'm sure it's a current related situation, but.
Now, Shane, a lot of our listeners are probably familiar with you from the Amateur Porn Star Killer films. If you were to do one of those that was, say, filled with celebrity cameos, the way the Sharknado movies are, what would you go for something like that? Like if you were going for a celebrity cameo for one of your films.
Like who would be in it, or how would I do it, or
if you could get anybody for a project that you're working on.
Oh well, that would be Zoe Saldana. She would do an Amateur Porn Star Killer movie, and Skin Diamond, who I actually talked to about doing one of my movies once, and then I backed out. I'd get them too. So porn star and a famous actress. Yeah, I don't know. I guess all the hot chicks that I want to bang in real life or from a movie. I don't know. Maybe throw on a couple good actors to up the Academy Award appeal. I don't know. I never thought of it. is above underground. And I haven't seen Sharknado 2 or 3, so I'm not sure how they were actually used. But in Samurai Cop 2, I think we kind of did something similar. There's so many people in that, and it's like they're in it for like a second. So I'm guessing it's sort of. I've heard somebody I think on set saying it was like Sharknado 2, like all the, like like 70s legends and random people that we had in there.
Yeah, that's kind of the way that it plays out. Sort of like what Kelly was saying. People pop on screen and they linger on them just long enough for you to know that it's a cameo. But some of them, I think I placed most of them, but not everyone.
Mm. I was surprised to see Benji Bronk on there.
Where was that, Carl?
Benji Bronk, he was the guy holding the Jesus sign
Oh,
from
okay.
the world.
Yeah. So, and I'm not familiar, but there was a great deal of excitement cascading through the house when Jedward appeared. I'm not familiar with Jedward, but I don't know if either of you gentlemen are, but apparently they were the two kind of Justin Bieber-looking kind of guys in the...
So I'm partially ashamed, I guess, to admit that I did recognize them.
There you go. I knew you could cut on your bike.
They're from some singing show. I'm not even sure which one, but we are joined by joined by a special guest.
Speaking of the third Jedward, right there.
Yeah. So Kelly was just telling us how he's a huge Jedward fan,
Massive.
and Shane, Carl, and myself were judging him really hard about that.
Yeah, he's like the Jedward that's like a lot older and a little heavier. He's like the Jedward. That's Kelly. with an ugly shirt on.
Hey, it was Gerald was nice enough to send Tool Couture 2016 line an early version. He sent me one to make sure we could wear it for tonight. So thank him for that.
Yes, Tool Couture. You can get it at your get it online. Follow us on Facebook, Tool Couture, and on Twitter at Tool Couture.
So
it's the
Gerald,
best clothing line ever.
Absolutely. We need to plug Kelly's upcoming clothing line. Now, Kelly, do you have like a fragrance thing going with this too, or?
First of all, this is a joint venture with Gerald and I, and it's really limited to the clothing world at this point. And so
right now you're
it
just
was a
sticking
partnership,
with
but you
fashion.
made Gerald leave. Way to go.
That was it. So you're just sticking with fashion right now.
Yes, just because we go with what we know.
Makes sense. So Gerald, were you happy with the response?
I mean, here's the deal, man. Being involved in all three of these movies, Sharknado 1, Sharknado 2, and Sharknado 3, and really steering the cast. I mean, Ian was my idea. Tara was on my list. Probably 85 to 90% of the people in this movie are there because I either did their deals and most of them were probably my idea. I kind of felt going in, and we'll see what the numbers and everything bears out tomorrow. I thought this was going to be the biggest one of the series. I think that this may be the biggest thing that has ever aired on Sci-Fi. So I'm really honored and proud and humbled to be a big part of it. And the people that we were able to get were amazing. There were so cameos in this movie that you guys probably don't realize that there were cameos that you missed. I mean, that's how many were in this movie. In my opinion, and I know this doesn't sound humble at all, but I'm humbled that I feel like this is the greatest cameo cast ever assembled.
Yeah, I just wish you would have fished up that hashtag a little bit earlier so I could have worked harder for you to get that trending. But we got some traction at the end of the movie. There were a few tweets out with it.
I love it.
As a shameless promotion of our guests here, you should definitely cast Shane Ryan in Sharknado 4.
Everybody wants to be in Sharknado 4. I don't know how we're gonna top this one, but we will see. And I mean, who knows? I may not be involved in the next one. I mean, who knows? But we'll see what happens.
Is that because you're leaving the film world to go into fashion full time with Kelly?
Well, it's really hard. Kanye West tried to get me to come be the lead designer for his clothing line, but I was trying to say yes, and he wouldn't shut up, so I finally just left.
It's a good
Poor
call.
Kanye West.
Hey, Gerald, so I don't know, I mean, if you can share or not share, but could you talk about maybe was there somebody who you really, really wanted that was hard to get, or was it pretty much everybody was all fired up and once you kind of just offered it up?
Well, it was tricky. These are still really fairly low-budget films, so because it was so big in its impact, a lot of people thought that we had like, you know, Michael Bay money, and we had more like John Doe money. So it was very actually difficult to get a lot of people to do this. Some people were really gung-ho and jumped right on board, but of course the bigger the name, kind of the harder they are to get because the price points aren't what they're used to making. So everybody who was in this film, you know, I'm grateful for because they all just kind of, they really did it because they got the concept. They wanted to have fun. They wanted to almost make fun of themselves, and they wanted to be a part of something that I mean, this is pop culture history. This is something like no one ever planned to be as big as it is, and nobody expected it to. Everybody, and a lot of people thought this movie would air once and be forgotten about. So some of them were really hard. To be honest with you, David Hasselhoff, once we had a little bit difficulty getting in touch with his people, the right person, and then once I got in touch with the right person, he was like all for it. And I mean, in my opinion was this: when I talked about Hoff, nobody thought we would get him. Like literally nobody on the team thought we would get him, and we just worked to try and make it happen. And to be really frank, I thought in a loving way, I always say like Sharknado is a train. All the Sharknadoes, they're like train wrecks of movies because they're these movies that do all these things that they shouldn't be able to do, and they survive. And I kind of said, with as self-deprecating as the Hoff has been throughout his career, I said Hoff was the perfect train wreck to make our train wreck of a movie bigger than it ever was, and at the same time, our train wreck of a movie would make the Hoff bigger than he ever was. And I hope that pans out to be the case over as we move forward in the aftermath of the world premiere of Sharknado 3.
Except he's dead on the moon. That's a problem.
Well, first off, who says that he's dead? Number one, he was alive at the end of the movie.
All right.
Number two, if you look at the physics that we have established in Sharknado 1, Sharknado 2, and Sharknado...
I assume you were in close contact with Stephen Hawking working this out.
Yes. He and I texted and chatted many times. But if you look at the physics that we set up for this world, this universe in which Sharknadoes are real, you never know what might be possible.
Like a shark as a re-entry vehicle to the atmosphere, for example. That might be one of the pieces of physics.
I remember when we discussed that in college, and you know, I can admit when I was wrong. I said it wouldn't work, and obviously it was on Sci-Fi Channel, so it happened.
Hence, and you're still in, from judging from the background, you're still in the closet that they sent you to for being a dunce.
So what?
I'm really interested, guys. Out of the three movies, how do you think Sharknado 3 fares with Sharknado 1 and Sharknado 2?
Carl? Why don't you jump in with this first?
Yeah, it was definitely more over the top. That's for sure. Like just going to space to kill a shark, a line of Sharknadoes. But I personally liked the second one a little better. But yeah, it was definitely a lot more over the top.
Listen, I didn't want him to kill Vivica either. I wish she could have came back. It's my girl. But
that's really what we're getting down to. Where was Vivica Fox in all this?
We put my girl Kalita Smith from Z Nation. She did a little cameo, so you know, and that's my girl. I love her to death. If once you guys noticed that she played Kalita Smith. I mean, Kalita Smith played Warren from Z Nation in a prequel to the End of the World Zombie Apocalypse that is now Z Nation. This was a tie-in to the Z Nation TV series.
All right.
I can't believe you didn't catch that, Kelly.
You know what, Kelly? I'm really disappointed in you as a human being right now.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
I got most of it. Not quite. I didn't know it was dead on for a prequel there, but I was like, man, she is playing a character a lot like Z Nation. And I was probably at that point, I was looking for Murphy hard. It's this, okay, if she's there, Murphy's going to be there somewhere. But that was really cool. For me, I'm probably I'm a little in a little different place than Carl. That kind of my order of favorites. I'll put this one as my favorite. Although as I mentioned before you joined, the very last you really pushed the physics for me in the last 15 minutes with the reentry and some of those things. But so that was like
he just explained that they consulted with experts on that. So obviously you're wrong.
Yeah. So I'll have to accept that. But
I was paying attention, Gerald. That's the important takeaway from that there.
You know, I don't feel bad. They laughed at Einstein too.
See?
there you go. Fair enough. But lots of Nova, and that I think that really helps the plot a lot. So plenty of Nova for me all the time. Coming out of Rivers.
Now wait a minute. Did you guys tweet out a link to this? Because I want to tweet it out so people can watch if they want to watch.
Yeah, there's a link on my page.
All right, let's see. I gotta find it now. All right, I'll find it.
And we also have Shane Ryan with us, and he's actually not as familiar with the Sharknado movies, so we're trying to tell him what an incredible franchise this is and how he needs to get involved in it.
All right, what's up, Shane?
Hey.
Yeah, just listen to these guys. The old saying, they say a broken clock is right twice a day. Well, right now is their time to be right.
Well, you already kind of convinced me. Honestly, I didn't know there was a third till this show. So
People that don't know. Well, I want people to know. Like, I actually talked to Mike and Kelly and Tony, who's too good to be here right now because he's on a cruise. I talked to a bunch of the Snark Alex on a regular basis, and we kind of play jokes and each other. So I'm not mean. These are like my cool like friends and fans, and I love talking and giving them a hard time. So if I didn't talk to you, that's when I would be being a jerk, in my opinion. So know, if you don't know, that we're all cool, and I'm just giving them a hard time for that, for the sake of giving them a hard time.
actually, I did meet you once, and you didn't talk to me, so you must not have liked me.
No.
Well, you got to be memorable. You got to wear a shirt like Kelly, or you got to look like Tony.
So where did you guys meet?
I remember meeting you at James Bresak's party or something.
Are you in LA?
Sometimes, half the time.
Okay. Which James Bresak part? All right, so for you guys don't know, James Cullen Bresak is a buddy of mine. He's a director. He's like 20. He's like 23 years old, and he acts like 12. But he's directed like 13 or 14 movies at like 22 years old. And he's a buddy of mine. And I've cast a couple of movies for him. But yeah, so how do you know James?
How did I meet? I think I met him at a signing. He had seen my first film and said he was, a fan and partially inspired his film Hate Crime. So then, we ended up working on stuff after that. So.
Well,
and
tell me the name of your films. I have to check one of them out.
What was that?
Tell me the name of your film. I have to check it out.
It was the Amateur Porn Star Killer trilogy.
I love it. I will definitely check it out.
Like he doesn't have the full box set right behind him. Come on.
Kelly, yo, I know you sent them to my house for me to watch. I just haven't gotten to them yet. Right. Give me a break.
What's creepy is that Kelly's always trying to get people to watch them with him in his house.
What?
That's
really creepy.
So, Gerald, if you check Twitter, I shot out the link.
I got it right now. I'm actually sending a tweet as we talk.
So, quick sidetrack for a second. Chris Olin Ray, Gerald, heck of a dude. Really nice guy. He was cool enough to join Dylan earlier this week and been just playing with us on Twitter all week long. Very cool.
Yeah, that's my Chris is my business partner, and we produce films together. And people don't know, he directed House is Not a Home and co-produced it with me. And we just met a long time ago and kind of hit it off, and have been working together ever since. And literally have 15 irons in the fire, and looks like some great things are going to happen moving forward. So I'm really excited, and I'm glad because I've been trying to get him to tweet more. and get more involved in talking to you guys, and doing some press and stuff. So I'm really glad that he's finally getting a hold of you guys and was able to jump on Dylan's show on Monday night after the premiere of his latest movie, Three-Headed Shark Attack.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How cool is that? No, and he's been around. He's been super interactive and cool throughout the week. So that's been nice.
Yep.
He had two movies.
Huh?
He had two movies this week because he had Mega Shark versus Colossus and Three-Headed Shark Attack. So
yeah, Mega Shark vs. Colossus premiered on Sci-Fi on Friday, and then 3 days later on Monday was Three-Headed Shark Attack. So we kind of stayed busy. So I'm really happy that we're in that position to be able to do that. So.
And since we did kind of touch on filmmaking in general and other projects and stuff like that, I also wanted to bring up Shane is working on an anthology project right now that I think a lot of the people listening to this might be interested in or interested in contributing something to any of the filmmakers who are a part of the listener base here. Shane, you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's an anthology. It's a snuff anthology. So what we're looking for is fake snuff movies between 30 seconds and 10 minutes, and they're due by Halloween. And we're kind of going with the Dogma 95 thing, like don't put music in, and we're going with the raw footage thing as well, where don't put, if it's in another language, don't put subtitles, don't put the title of the film, just deliver us the raw footage. And, our main concern, or my main concern, is just realism. So you don't have the money for blood or gore, which, like when I did the amateur porn star killer movies, there's not a single drop of blood. So if you want to focus more on the psychology angle of, building up to the kill and then doing the kill in a creative, non-blood way, you can always do that if you only got $10, but you want to make a movie and contribute. Or if you have, a massive effects team and want to go all out with all the gore and head bashing, whatever you want to do, as long as it looks realistic, doesn't look like a movie, but looks like a real snuff film, then we'll put it in the anthology. And if you don't get into the anthology, we worked out a special deal, so you get a VHS release through a Lost Witch releasing, and we're talking to another company about maybe doing a DVD release as well for all the people who aren't included in the snuff anthology. So that way everybody wins. Everybody gets their short scenes somehow. I don't know if I'm leaving anything out, but those are the main details.
Now, you did say fake, right?
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit worried about that because there are a lot of. I got so many creepy fans after Porn Star Killer, especially after the second one came out, because it showed penetration to a corpse, and so I got so many weirdos after that wanting me to actually make weird shit for them. So
Shane, when did you meet Mike?
Sorry. Oh,
when did you meet Mike?
Right after he made the second Amateur Porn Star Killer, I sent him this email and was like, "Hey, I got this idea."
Got it. That's just connecting dots. Thanks.
Was that you who had the weird idea? No.
No, definitely not me. And when you get my submission, just remember it's totally fake.
It's a true
Mike Malinsky.
Yeah.
It's a true story based on Mike's life, and if he ever turned the lights on in this house, we would see why.
That's why they're.
I know your presence right here is creeping me out a little bit.
Welcome to our world, Shane. Dude, it's always this large, moving, floating head.
I've never actually seen what he looks like till now, so after like 8 years or whatever.
He just gets the creepy emails like, "This is totally, but we should do this."
In crayon, in purple crayon.
They're either in crayon or sometimes, I take the time to cut out pictures from magazines and stuff like that and do it that way, like pictographs.
Yep.
Do you have any ever have any weird run-ins with fans, Gerald?
Well, I was at this party with my boy James Cullen Bresack, and some dude came up to me and was talking about being in some porn revenge killer movie. But beyond that, no, not really, man. I've been fortunate. Like, I'm not on that hot, super crazy level where people go like crazy. But because I produce films and put a lot of people in films, I have had actors that are kind of like they just kind of don't know what to do. Like, as a matter of fact, speaking of James Cullen Bresack, next time you see him, we were at a party. We were at a rap party for a movie. I think it was for a movie called Hold Your Breath, which you guys snarked about, that our buddy Jared Cohn directed. And I put all of it, and I had a little cameo in it for him. and we had an actor slash AD guy who kind of AD because he wasn't doing really well as an actor, who just was the weirdest, like inappropriate, and I literally sat there and kept talking to him, and James tried to step in and kind of like get this dude to go away, and I just stood there and just was like, nah, James, let him dig his hole. I'm never ever hiring him. I'm never hiring him behind the scenes. I'm never hiring him behind. And James was like, wow, because the guy didn't realize like he wants to be an actor. And he was standing there being so ridiculously rude and inappropriate, and there were 4 directors standing right there that were like, all like, yeah, we're never going to hire this guy. So that would probably be the worst one. I won't say his name. I won't embarrass him. But James was there, so you can ask James about it. It was pretty just bad and funny at the same time. And sad, really sad in the end.
See, I think I kind of got off easy then, because my best-known project was Evil Bong. So I just get people coming up to me like, dude, you want to smoke some weed? And I'm like, no, that's terrible. Lift your shirt up.
So you want to multiply that on steroids. I did a movie with Andre Royo, who played Bubbles on The Wire, if you remember Bubbles. So he was this crazy drug addict on The Wire. So we're up in Seattle, and when we're in Seattle filming, like literally the week before we got there, they had legalized weed. So I swear, everybody we met was going into the weed business. Like, I met a guy, and he had a suit on, and he gave me his card, and it was like, he's like, yeah, I'm a doctor. And I was like, oh, great. And he's like, hey, man, let me know if you want some weed, because I can give you your prescription.
You look like you're having a migraine right now.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. But it was funny because Andre played this, was Bubbles on The Wire. Everybody, like it was like every drug dealer in town was like, yo, man, I want you to, like, be in the commercial for me. If people see you, they'll know my stuff is good. It was crazy. It was crazy.
So, Shane, I guess for yours then, it would be like people who make real snuff films would want to get, like, little quotes for their movie from you. Like, this is the best snuff film I've ever seen.
Wait, sorry, that sounded like a rhetorical question. Well,
No,
That's pretty much all he ever asks.
That is. That's my go-to. No, I was saying, do you ever get people who send you things to get a comment or a quote from you about the realism of their film as far as the, fake snuff films or overly violent films?
Oh, like people getting me to quote their snuff films, their fake snuff films?
Yeah.
No, I just had I've seen other films that their selling points was that they were compared to my film, so I was like, that's cool. If being compared to my film as a selling point, I didn't know they were big enough to be compared to, but I've never had people, I don't think, ask me, hey, give me a quote, I actually have never really, I don't think, seen any snuff films. Like, I never saw August Underground or The Guinea Pig or any of that stuff. I was very unaware of the underground world. I just had an idea and rolled with it, so I was never really in on Lucifer Valentine. Like, I know all these people are now, but I didn't know who any of them were when I made my movie, and I've still never watched any of this stuff. It actually doesn't appeal to me. I just, I had an idea, I had no money, and then so I made my movie, but I never really got, I guess, immersed into that world, That's about it.
So, Carl, what about you? Jump in on this. What are your thoughts? What did you think about the ending of Sharknado 3? Where do you see it going from here?
I'm curious to see what everybody voted. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Tara Reid.
Gerald, what are you going to do with Tara Reid?
Like I said, dude, I don't know. It's up. They put it up to the fans, so the fans will make that decision. It'll be based on who tweets out what. Honestly, I think we should keep her, in my personal opinion. Just because, she's part of the franchise, man. You don't get rid of Princess Leia in Star Wars. You gotta bring her back. So I say we bring her back. I don't know how we're gonna top this though, man. Like, we went to space. We had the Hoff. We had 60 other crazy people in our movie. We had Black Jesus. We had everybody. You know what I mean? So, unless I can get let me think. If I could get Barack Obama, I'm serious. I'd have to go to that level. I'd have to get Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, and Barack Obama to even kind of put it in the same sphere.
budget-wise, do you think that that's possible?
No, it wasn't possible to do what we did with the last one, the last two, to be honest, budget-wise. So maybe if Barack Obama and Kanye and Kim hit some hard times, we can revitalize it like we did with Tara Reid. I mean, like it's crazy, to be really honest. Like, I always had a huge respect for Ian and thought he was a good actor, but for whatever reason, like, he wasn't really working a lot. And we put him in Sharknado, and now he's working all the time. I mean, literally all the time. And then Tara was kind of waning at that time we put her in Sharknado, and she was on the cover of Hollywood Reporter today. It doesn't, in our industry, in my segment of the industry, it doesn't get any bigger than being on the cover of Hollywood Reporter. So, you know, hopefully, I don't wish bad on them, but when blocking them hit hard times, give me a call, I'll see what I can do.
So Gerald, no charge for this. You always want insights like this. So what you need to do is you take Barack, Kim, Kanye, throw in Alice Cooper, and there'll be a Beatles cover band. And just have them be a Beatles cover band in the next one, and it'll be perfect.
Well, I would, but I've already killed Alice Cooper in the movie, so I kind of feel bad.
We didn't see the body. Alice is fine.
We saw him get killed in Bigfoot.
We did not. We saw him fly. We didn't see him land. If you could land on Earth inside a shark, Alice Cooper could survive a 30-foot.
I think you need to go back to the experts, Gerald.
Listen, Bigfoot and Sharknado live in different universes. You know, I'm talking like DC, and you're talking Marvel right now. They don't work together.
All right. Thanks a lot, man.
So, Kelly, what would you do with Tara Reid in the movie? At the end of the movie, Sharknado.
Well, I tweeted. So it was in a fit of pique because the opportunity to weigh in came out right away, and so I kind of went with my default position, which was killer. You know, so April dies. So I did a quick hashtag out there, but to see. But I do think it would be kind of cool to see how since you have a large piece of space debris coming down right on top of her, to see how the conversations with Hawkins would work out to do the physics to save her from being splatted. So I'd be interested to see how you work, because you're a little bit painted in a corner there, Gerald, because there's
because maybe David Hasselhoff was riding on that piece of thing, and he
like the surfboard.
Yeah, and he stripped it to it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. In the Sharknado universe, anything is possible. We decide we want to do.
I'm also curious to see how old the kid will be in the next one when they start the next one.
Yeah, like I said, I'm actually, I don't, like I said, there's a good chance I might not be involved. We'll see what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be hard to top this. We went to space. I don't know how we're gonna top it.
But you've committed. I mean, but there's a Sharknado 4, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's already been greenlit. They're definitely gonna do it. There's no story yet. There's no, we don't really necessarily have like a plan. We didn't say on Sharknado 1 we didn't think we were gonna get to Sharknado 4. We're like, all right, well, let's just do this one and we'll see what happens. And then we did the second one. So there's not like a continuation line that already exists. They kind of go, okay, this one did really well. Let's figure it out. And the hashtag of kill or save April really tells you that we don't know. They want to leave it up to the fans. They want to give the fans what they want. So in 4, based on what you guys say, we'll find out. And if she lives, the story will go one way. If she dies, the story will go another way.
Well, you could always weaken from Bernie's her, and even if they say she dies, she could be in the whole. They could be toting her around in the movie. So something.
Use her for Chode.
What was that, Carl?
So you can use her for Chode in the next one.
See, I think we're getting further and further into Kelly's dark fantasies now.
Says the disembodied floating head.
Dead women being used as puppets. I'm looking forward to Kelly's submission to Shane's Snuff movie.
But I come back to because Mike has volunteered to say if you don't know who you want to kill, Mike is willing to be that person. So
I don't remember volunteering.
Hashtag I want to kill Mike. And
that's good though. You should hashtag that. But I'm still not going to be in your movie, but you should hashtag Do You Want to Kill Me.
Well, Daphne Larissa, Daphne Do at Daphne Do was the first person to really ask me to die in a movie. So if I put any of you guys in a movie and kill you, I have to put her in first.
Well, you can put her in and then have Kelly use her, Weekend at Bernie style. His dead woman puppet that he keeps talking about.
So this, I know, I was not.
We'll kill her and put her in Shane Snuff movies.
There you go.
See? There's a crossover in the works here.
Yeah. It's like DC. It's like Batman versus Superman.
Exactly like that.
Exactly. I love it.
All right, well, we're getting a little late here, and I know you guys are all busy. So anything else any of you would like to add to this?
Just hashtag I want to kill Mike. Everybody tweet away.
So hashtag Do You Want to Kill Me? Make sure you weigh in on Sharknado. The Live or Die. That's up to the audience, right, Gerald?
Yeah, it's up to the audience, so we'll see. I mean, they're gonna,
Do you want to make a plea for her to live?
Oh, at the end of the day, I want you guys to decide what you want. I mean, I think she should live, but at the end of the day, she dies. We'll find somebody else, to replace her somehow. Figure that out. But like I said, that might be a good spot to slide Kim Kardashian in, or maybe Caitlyn Jenner. We'll find somebody to slide in there that'll take it to a whole. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Caitlyn Jenner replacing Tara Reid. That would actually.
All right, so hashtag if you want to kill Tara Reid, that you'd like Caitlyn Jenner to replace her. If you're volunteering to be Kelly's dead woman puppet, make sure you let us know. And any filmmakers out there, Shane, check out his Facebook page. And what's the website for it?
MadSinCinema.com, which I realize is confusing when you say it. Sin, S-I-N, Cinema, C-I-N. It looks better on paper.
So filmmakers, make sure you check out the submission requirements. And it is a requirement that it's fake, right?
Yeah, I mean, I might see myself going to jail for this one based on what we've already seen, so I don't know.
I mean, it can't be any worse than Kelly saying he wants a dead woman puppet. So
we need to, carefully re-listen to the podcast, everybody, because I do not believe
exactly. Carl, don't you remember Kelly saying that?
I don't believe it said that.
That's exactly how it went down.
Carl, dude, you gotta have my back here.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, and check out the movie if you haven't. Shane, I hope that we've convinced you to check out the Sharknado movies.
I can tell he's completely unconvinced. It's okay.
All right. Well, have a good night, everyone.
He said that he wants his movies to be like this. Even the people that submit stuff, he doesn't care what the budget is. He said he just wants realism. So there's no realism about a Sharknado. You have to completely suspend all of reality. You got if this is reality right here, you got to take this and just throw it out the window. And then after it goes out the window, you got to get in your car and drag it behind your car until it disintegrates into dust, and then hope that it rains so there's no remnants of it left. And then you can start playing it. So Shane is like, yeah, I just can't do it.
Literally, after working on Samurai Cop 2, I kind of, I'm starting to open my mind a little bit to these kind of movies.
Okay. Well, I'll be guys. I'll be really honest. It's so funny because when I first started, professionally acting and really booking roles, my guideline, no matter whether I'm in a low-budget project or on a TV show or whatever, my guideline is always realism. At the end of the day, even a Sharknado movie or Battle of Los Angeles or any of the crazy movies that I've been in, they don't work unless the audience can believe something. So in any of these movies, you can't believe the monster because it's so big and over the top. You can't believe the situations because they're so big and over the top. So you hope that you can believe that the actors at least are trying to make it real, as real as possible. If the actor's in on the joke and is laughing as the Sharknado's coming, you guys wouldn't enjoy this at all. It just doesn't. The formula doesn't really work that way. So I get it. Like, but it's funny from the actor side of it. Believe it or not, I think it's 500 times harder for me to look at a green screen and completely create some giant monster that's unbelievable than it is for me to stand there and just talk to somebody and look them in their eye and do a real scene when they're giving me so much to do to work with, and all I have to do is listen and let myself be affected by a real person. When it's a green screen, it's like I just got to find somewhere to go self-generate it. So I think it's ridiculously harder, and you'd be shocked, and I'm not calling them out, how many pretty recognizable stars I've worked with where we go to do that kind of green screen work, and they have no clue, and they thought it would be easy, and they realize, like, yo, this isn't easy at all.
Oh, no, I'd be terrified of having to act against a green screen because of that reason. I mean, it seems like it's the hardest thing to do. Because, like, how do you got to completely go into, like, a dream world in your head and let it be real, something.
For me, it went back to old theater training. You create that you create that fourth wall for you guys. The fourth wall is like when you're in a theater, the audience is in front of you. There's nothing there. We call that the fourth wall, where we can create whatever we're supposed to be seeing, and that's what it is. You just have to like visualize everything that you're supposed to see and create it in your own mind and hope that allow yourself to be affected by whatever past experiences you had or whatever emotions you had, and hope that it comes out believable. So, but yeah, it's not easy. Look, they're all like, I don't know what the hell they're two guys.
Just try working with Mike. Green screen, real hard. Try working with Mike.
Kelly dozed off.
I was just checking on my slaves chained to the radiator behind me. That's why the lights are off.
It would be awesome for you to flick those lights on so we could see the horrors that are behind you.
I think, you know what I think we should do? We should take a screenshot of Mike and then like green screen or like Photoshop him. What his background?
What you think is behind me?
Yeah, we should just Photoshop stuff all up in this area of your screen around your face, like all over here around your face. And whoever comes up with I'll tell you what, put it out there. Whoever comes up with the best one, I'll send some kind of cool prize to. So. And maybe I can get Shane to send like a copy of his movie or whatever, but I'll send something out signed or whatever. I'll figure out what it's going to be, but I'll send you something out to the person who comes up with the coolest Photoshop version of what Mike's basement looks like that he's sitting in right now.
So I think that's excellent, Gerald, and thank you for providing the incentive. Because what I'm gonna do is now throw away my "I want to kill Mike" hashtag. Forget that, everybody. New hashtag. Hashtag what's behind Mike. And so what we'll do is you need to take your thing of a picture of Mike and then Photoshop behind what do you think is actually behind Mike.
I need you to do me a favor though, Kelly. I need you to take a screenshot of him like how he is when we do these chats.
I will provide a template.
Yeah, I need you to take that screenshot and then get it out there, and then whoever can come up with the coolest, the craziest thing, I'll give out a couple of things to whoever comes up with really cool ideas.
Excellent. This is
like a Sharknado 2 shirt because I got some of those at the house. I'll come up with some cool stuff.
Excellent.
I'll throw in a Porn Star Killer DVD.
There you go. I love it.
Wait. Why is everybody ganging up on me here? I'm not the guy with the human doll puppet dead lady thing. That's Kelly. That's a good idea. Look, if you put that behind me, I'm
Hey, Kelly. Speaking of behind you, what happened to the custom Sharknado poster I sent you? Shouldn't it be right there on the wall behind you there?
Yeah, Kelly.
Let's get off the White Sox there. Boy, we don't want to talk about them. There you go, man.
That's not the poster I sent you. I sent you a customized one.
Yeah, the customized part is I had to store that. That's protected. So.
Oh man. Okay.
Nothing. Yeah, it's like, look, Gerald sent me a cool poster. Then I opened it up, and then
now I'm mad because I should have actually glued it on there so you couldn't have taken it off. I just taped it on. I should have glued it on with like Gorilla Glue so you could never take it off.
So, what exactly did you send Kelly a picture of, Gerald?
So I don't know if you remember or not, but Kelly used to have a poster of what movie was it?
It would be the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, it was Pirates of the Caribbean, and the picture had what's the girl's name? Not Kate Winslet, the other girl.
Keira Knightley.
Yeah, Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom on the poster, and Kelly. Literally, whenever he would Google chat, he would actually put a piece of paper to cover up Orlando because Orlando was like right over his shoulder, and apparently he wanted anybody to see Orlando hanging out on his wall. So I sent him a Sharknado poster, and I cut out the head of Orlando Bloom, and in the top right corner, stuck it up there so that it could replace his Pirates poster, and he would feel at home with Orlando Bloom. His man crush hanging out.
He often told me that he imagined Orlando Bloom behind him.
And we hope all of you join us on future Fireside Chats. I see Gerald's out of time, needs to go. Busy man.
And on that note, that is the perfect way to end it. So on that note, thank you all for joining us tonight, and hope you guys have a good night. Enjoy the contest. Put weird stuff behind me, hopefully that involves Kelly. And see you guys next week.